Today's program will be presented in Indonesian, in English with subtitles in Arabic or Laxis, also known as Vietnamese, Chinese, English, French, German, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, Mongolian, Persian, Portuguese, Punjabi, Spanish, and Thai. Salam, pemirsa yang diberkati. Nama saya Parsa dari Banjarnegara, Indonesia. Kami berharap semoga semua usaha mulia Anda membuahkan hasil melimpah. Selamat berjumpa di bagian kedua wawancara kami dengan yang terhormat Bapak Shamil Aloprado di sini di Supreme Master Television. Seperti kita ketahui, di bagian pertama Shamil Aloprado adalah vegetarian muslim dan praktisi sufi yang mendirikan masyarakat muslim vegetarian di London, Inggris. Hari ini kita melihat bagaimana penjangkauan Shamil yang baik mendorong orang lain melihat jauh ke dalam diri mereka untuk menemukan kasih bagi semua makhluk dan menjadi vegetarian. Shamil menjelaskan bagaimana dia melihat penderitaannya sendiri di dalam mata hewan dan percaya bahwa kasih adalah satu-satunya kekuatan yang bisa mengikat alam semesta. Shamil saat ini sedang beralih dari pola makan vegetarian ke vegan, sementara dia tetap berada di jalannya sebagai praktisi sufi.
In Islam, we have a concept of halal and haram, and all it means simply is halal is what is permissible, and haram is what is not allowed. Now, these are not strict rules in terms of guidance. Now, in the concept of halal, which is permissible according to the eating of meat, there is a strict criteria, none of which is fulfilled these days. For example, the first criteria is the welfare of the animals. The animals must have been allowed to live a natural life. Yeah? This is not possible in the context of modern society. Animals live and die in absolute fear, in conditions that are like imprisonment. So that makes the food like haram, not permissible. The second concept is that an animal is not allowed to be killed around another animal. Yeah? So it's not allowed to see the blood of the animal if it's about to be slaughtered. So if it has any idea of its fate, then the meat becomes haram. So that is not fulfilled. Then when the animal is killed, if it needs to be killed, it has to be facing towards Mecca. You have to say a prayer for forgiveness over the animals because you're taking his life, yeah, which might sound hypocritical, but there's a reasoning behind all this. So you have to say a prayer for his forgiveness, and it cannot see the blade coming towards it, and it cannot suffer. So there's all these things. Like I said, the Quran is not a set of rules, it's a set of guidance, and it's something you have to look at. And does it advocate the eating of meat, or does it tell you to avoid it because it's impossible to fulfill those criteria? This is where the lesson is. Yeah, it was revealed at a time when the world had very archaic rules and very patriarchal. So in order to bring humanity's conscience forward, there had to be lessons. Yeah? The only way you can teach somebody is through lessons. You can't teach them through a set of rules because people will rebel.
Shamil berbicara lebih banyak tentang perjalanan vegetariannya serta manfaat kesehatan dan spiritual dari pola makan nabati.
I believe that in regards to meat, that we shouldn't eat meat. The Prophet himself avoided meat. Several of his followers were vegetarians, and there's a saying that the meat is an addiction, like similar to being addicted to alcohol or drugs. So I mean, these are some extreme, ideas around the eating of meat. So why would you want to be part of that? My advice to people who want to change to a vegetarian diet and hopefully move on to a vegan diet, that is the real aim here, is do it for the sake of your spirit. I think that's the most important thing. For the sake of your soul, do it. And if you don't believe the things I'm saying are correct, visit slaughterhouse. See if you can handle it. Go there and look at the animals. The animals are aware what's going to happen to them. Yeah, they're talking to each other. They're, sitting there, and you will recognize yourself in every single creature if you really try. You'll recognize yourself in a fly struggling in water if you really want to. And once you recognize that part, that if you empathize with that creature, then that means you've moved beyond needing to consume that creature, and you've become part of the family of the planet.
Shamil berbicara tentang harapan dan impiannya untuk masa depan. Dia membayangkan dunia yang lebih baik, lebih damai dengan semua makhluk hidup dalam keharmonisan.
My hopes and dreams for the future are that we move beyond consuming other life forms, yeah, and even like we progress to a level that even with the plant-based diets, we eating food that doesn't destroy the plant, but it bears in mind the natural what creation has given us, natural food that's available from plants for humans. And now the argument that people will always have is, well, what about carnivorous animals? But the carnivorous animals are part of the universal structure of the planet, and they're there for a purpose that is beyond our understanding as humans. But we are not a part of that circle. Humans are not meant to eat meat. You can see in the the way that the body's built and the teeth. The only reason that we eat meat is out of pure greed and selfishness. That's the reason we eat meat. It's not necessary to do it. So my hope is that we move beyond this, and I can say with 100% confidence as a Sufi, as a Muslim, as a human being, that when you stop eating meat, love enters your heart, and it enters in a really deep way. Almost like once you remove that carnivorous aspect of yourself, you start to become more at one with your surroundings.
Shamil saat ini sedang beralih dari pola makan vegetarian ke vegan. Kita tahu bahwa dia akan menerangi jalan dan menginspirasi orang lain dengan pilihan, tindakan, dan penjangkauannya yang baik hati.
My aim is to progress to veganism, yeah, and the reason that I'm not is absolute to do with hypocrisy and the contradictions within myself. There's no excuse for it. There's no need for it. It's me moving beyond these desires and these things, and actually I'm almost there, but being able to see how what you eat impacts upon other living beings.
Shamil melihat masa depan hubungan universal, semacam kepekaan yang menghubungkan manusia, hewan, dan lingkungan. Dia membayangkan lebih banyak manusia yang sadar, yang meluangkan waktu mereka untuk mendengarkan ke dalam batin dan untuk saling memperhatikan dan saling mengasihi. Dia percaya akan kesederhanaan kasih dan mengikuti kebijaksanaan Al-Quran dengan melestarikan semua kehidupan.
My hopes and dreams for the future are that we as human beings can come together and we can look beyond judging each other externally, and we can start judging each other by our spiritual side, our conscience and our inner being, and connect with each other on that level, and that we can all feel each other's pain and the pain of all living creatures. And a good example of that is like before I stopped eating meat, I wouldn't think anything of seeing a tree chopped down. But recently there was a tree chopped down right in front of my house, and I was like pretty much upset for a couple of days over it, because it's a living being. I had no idea what was going to happen to it. And so, yeah, going back to that without digressing, my hopes and dreams for the future is that people expand our consciousness and we get this, what I sincerely believe is a universal connection between each other, and we connect beyond words. So we connect with emotions with each other. And this is possible.
Terima kasih Shamil Aloprado telah berbagi perjalanan vegetarian Anda dengan kami di sini di Supreme Master Television. Kami tahu cerita Anda akan mengilhami banyak orang lain berpikir lebih dalam dan bersikap lebih baik kepada semua makhluk yang berbagi bumi indah ini dengan kita. Kami doakan Anda berhasil dalam usaha Anda meneguhkan hidup. Terima kasih telah bersama kami untuk bagian kedua wawancara kami dengan vegetarian Muslim Sufi Shamil Aloprado di sini di Supreme Master Television. Akan hadir selanjutnya adalah persatuan spiritual memperingati Hari Agama Sedunia. Semoga inspirasi dan tuntunan batin Anda selalu bersifat ilahi. Untuk info lebih lanjut tentang masyarakat Muslim vegetarian, silahkan kunjungi. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our interview with Muslim vegetarian Sufi Shamil Aloprado here on Supreme Master Television. Coming up next is Spiritual Unity in honor of World Religion Day. May your inner guidance and inspiration be always divine. For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. My name is Shamil Aloprado from the Vegetarian Muslim Society. Be veg, go green, and save the planet.